My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to the Dalaran Heist. We are going to be continuing with the Kirintor Capital on non-heroic because I'm bad. I didn't win the previous time. Alright. What class do I play? I mean, I kind of just want to play Paladin, but the anomaly is... One second as I turn this down a little on my side. The anomaly is nesting after a minion is played. It gains Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 copy of this minion. So 1/1 copies of this minion, I mean, that's really good for Divine Shield minions. They get resummoned with the Divine Shield. It's good for Death Rattle minions, obviously, because the Death Rattle triggers on the initial death. It resummons, triggers on the initial, triggers on the secondary death as well. Alright, let's actually have a quick think about this, right? Rogue obviously has all of the Death Rattles. Most of the Death Rattles. Hunter has a fair share of Death Rattles as well. Druid would kind of just be able to keep a board presence whilst trying to do token stuff. That said, I do feel obliged to either go Warlock or Paladin. So Warlock. What does Warlock get? Well, Warlock can play Zoo with it, but, you know, having 7 1/1 minions on the board in the late game is not that good. Paladin? Paladin just gets Divine Shield. I think I'm still just going to go Paladin because I don't think there's much of a difference. There are a couple of Death Rattles in Warlock that are particularly good. Void Lord comes to mind. The 5-mana 2/2 that summons something from your deck that I can't remember the name of at any point in my time. That's a Death Rattle. It recruits a demon from your deck. That's a Death Rattle. That would be another really good thing to resummon. I unlocked a different hero power than Warlock, though. That actually might be interesting. Okay. That's going to tip it to the Warlock for me. Life Tap is just... It's not really necessary in heroic. In single player content. Pain Split. Take 2, deal 2. Also got access to Seeker now. Doesn't really mean anything at all. Sacrificial? I mean, Eager Underling is a pretty great minion to have here. Plated Beetle is also pretty good. Possessed Villager just dominates the board state in the early game, right? You get a 1/1 and a 1/1 and a 1/1 and a 1/1. 1/1 was a racehorse and 2/2 was 1/2. When 1/1/1/1 race, 2/2 1/1/2. I just want you to know that. It's very important. It's one of the first jokes I ever heard. That and another one that I can't particularly remember about elephants, footprints, and butter. That's a legitimate joke. And a mini minor is involved at some point in that as well. It's always been one of my favorites, but I think due to primacy and the anchoring bias rather than anything else. Maybe it's Sacrificial here. It just is so much better. Have to be. Lindsay Redgren. Hopefully the bug has been fixed with Murray, wherein Murray shuffles a card back into your deck, and if you draw the same card, you get locked out of the video game. At least one bug appears to have been fixed here, where I saw Lindsay, and now I'm fighting Lindsay instead of seeing Lindsay and then fighting someone else.
Careful, I'm a sharp one.
I don't doubt it. I mean, that's a pretty good curve. I could have hard mulled for the Possessed Villager. That actually would have been a pretty good idea. Memphoradu turn 1, just because... Obviously, I wouldn't play it on turn 3, nor turn 4, and I don't want to get to a position where the enemy has drawn so many cards that I'm no longer getting an effect out of it. I'm actually better off playing these two now. Swarm the board a little.
Such a beautiful design.
I mean, okay.
What can I be?
Just gonna pop the face, and then I can even kill my own Eager Underling next turn, if need be. Oh, okay, never mind. I was never gonna mill out the enemy. Not unless I burned to gang up.
Twice the pain, but mostly the humiliation.
That was admirable.
A little.
Why don't you lean over and say that to my face?
Kind of in the process of doing that. Goodbye, Lindsay. It's nice to have a 2 damage reach. I'm currently offline. I must reconnect. What? Reconnect. What is Hearthstone doing recently? My gosh. Does that count? Am I back? Do I get to play the video game? Yeah, apparently I get to continue playing the video game. Good. Ooh, First Aid Kit is actually really, really powerful here. So Robes of the Magi are actually a little bit bad in that if I ever have control over the board, and hopefully I do, right? Then Defile becomes impossible for me to ever use. Obviously, if I'm behind on board state, Defile gets a lot better. That said, Hellfire, 3 damage to all characters, includes me. Spirit Bomb, 4 damage to my minion and hero, includes me. So Robe of the Magi is going to increase a lot of damage that I take to myself as well. Cloak of Invisibility is mainly just if I want to go straight to the face and dictate my own trades. I don't think that's necessarily something I give a care about. And First Aid Kit, I mean, First Aid Kit seems like a really good way for me to benefit from self-damage whilst also not dying. So I do have to think, oh my god, Solarium and Plot Twist. Yikes. Oh god, no. No, it's all bad. I guess I'll take Floating Watcher. Floating Watcher is real good. The rest of these are pretty poor. Yeah, because I have enough low-cost cards that I'm never going to be playing the Twilight Drake for much. And draw is just, like, full of bad cards. Floating Watcher is really good. It's the one reason I was considering the other pack at the start. That is to say, the Sinner? I think it was called Sinner, like Sacrifice and Sinner. Cannot recall for the life of me.
Versus a Willow.
So I moved into this place, I want to say, about
Prepare your regrets.
5 months ago now. And only just finished putting up the pieces of art that I had in my previous place. But I'm extremely proud of them. If anyone recognizes them off the bat, then I would, then the resolution of my camera is too high. That one's pretty easy. Damn it. That one's pretty easy to recognize. Just refix this here. That was an awful idea. I don't know why I did it. I'm just gonna have awful time with the camera. There we go. That one up there is Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. And then this one here directly above is the map of Westeros and Essos from Game of Thrones. And this one here is Middle-earth from Lord of the Rings. Naturally. Sweeping Strikes is actually really garbage in my enemy's deck. It's not the kind of thing I wanted to burn there. Now, the enemy does have, like, really easy board clear. But I suspect at this rate, I might actually just be able to run them over. Because my minions with 3 HP just heal back up to it even after trying to trade. So the enemy doing 2 whirlwinds, not whirlwinds, but warpaths isn't particularly effective. Maybe they don't actually have whirlwind, warpaths, sorry. Actually, I mean Verbulwind. Maybe they don't actually have access to that right now. Play another demon and then kill. I've used my hero power enough times to unlock the second hero power, but I still need to play a total of 50 demons. Floating Watcher, thankfully, contributes towards that. Not good. Curse of Farm is pretty garbage. Evil Genius, destroy a friendly minion and add 2 random lackeys to your hand. I mean, that's actually probably the best card here available. Void Terror, destroy both adjacent minions and gain their attack and health. I don't want to do that. Mistress of Pain, no. Earthring Fasten, also no. Ziliax, I don't have any other mechs in the deck, so it's fine, I guess. Demon Wrath, Crystal Weaver, and Mad Summoner. Mad Summoner filling each player's board with 1/1 imps. Those 1/1 imps are summoned, not played, so they do not trigger nesting, so I don't just refill the board constantly. So Mad Summoner is better when the enemy has a larger board, but if the enemy has a larger board, I've already got Defiled and Hellfire, and I've already failed my early game attempt to push through that. Crystal Weaver benefits the 2 demons that I have in my deck at this point. 3 if you count Dark Possession having given me one. Curse of Reform, Evil Genius. Curse of Reform is pretty bad. Oh god. Yikes. I'm literally taking this exclusively to get Evil Genius.
Tipsy is opening up portals willy-nilly. This is, of course, the most dangerous of nillies.
Alright, so we get to pick a deck-based treasure and then have a friendly bar. Friendly encounter in the bartender, right? Very soon. I'll hold here, everything except for Hellfire. So we get to do that after this fight. So what do we suspect we're probably going to do with that? This is still slightly off center from where it used to be. What do we suspect we're going to do with that? Well, I'm going to try to increase the value of my deck as high as I can, which means that I should take either a spell that has Echo and bank on the ability to possibly get the reduction of a cost of a spell. That spell having Echo, I just get to cast that spell infinite times. So Swamp Queens, the one that transforms all of your minions into random legendaries, would be particularly good.
What form of wickedness shall I choose?
No other ones immediately come to mind, but I'm sure they're there. The other option is... Do I want to leave that on board? Well, it takes 7 HP worth of damage to kill it. I suspect I'm far better off just going face. Alright, what was I trying to say? I suspect I'm better by taking a minion as a deck-based reward if we get offered one, and then trying to go to the bar, have the minion on board, and then gangs all here to put that minion in my deck multiple times. That's probably the easiest way for me to increase the value of the deck as much as I possibly can.
What can I blaspheme?
Did you say, why can't I blaspheme? Probably raise the rating of this game. The SRB would want to know about that. One down. 2 down. 2 damage, discover a spell. We have lethal. Oh, good hero power. Hell yeah. Eager Underling is actually the best card in this deck right now. The fact that it resummons and has the Death Rattle and that I can trigger it myself quite easily. It's pretty good. Elder Taggawag. Death Rattle, shovel this into your deck. So the Death Rattle is that I get another one of these that will then shuffle itself into my deck. And when the 1/1 copy shuffles itself into the deck, it loses all buffs and debuffs. So it being a 1/1 is almost certainly going to be removed. So I'll just have 2 copies of a 3 mana 4/4 that has the battle cry and deal 4 damage to all enemy minions. It's also worth noting that board clear for my enemy's board is much more important at this point, just due to the fact that their minions are sticky, right? They're gonna stay there for a little longer. So Elder Tagwag, perfect. Rest of this is pretty garbage. Darkest Hour, destroy all friendly minions for each summon a random one from your deck. We don't have particularly high cost minions. That's actually a pretty bad card for us. Corruption. Ravenous Pterodax is actually pretty good, though. Hellfire and Siphon Soul are just cards that I might need as decent removal. Void Crusher is garbage, though. Siphon Soul is pretty good, so I'm effectively comparing Hellfire and Void Crusher to Vicious Scalehide and Ziliax. Well, both of them have Rush as well as Lifesteal. So, like, the Vicious Scalehide charges in for 1/3 and then for another 1. That's actually pretty good for the low cost that it has. And then Ziliax resummons with a Divine Shield, Taunt, Lifesteal, Rush. So it's actually, like, a really good block on the enemy. I suspect that I take Curatives. Hello, Bob.
Not permitted here. you can still hurt feelings.
I'll attempt not to. I'll attempt not to. Wow. Modify your invention deck. Happily. Taggawag? Taggawag? Taggawag?
Let me
Taggawag?
guess, Takan. Something on the rocks?
Okay. Well, right-hand manning the possessed villager is pretty good. Having that in my opening hand. But the thing is, I may want to brood first.
Intriguing.
Just in case I get Taggawag out on the board. Is there anything here that is complete garbage to resummon? Gnome Ferrado is complete garbage to resummon. It's a 2/3 that summons a 1/1. And the 1/1 has no effect. So I get to remove a card from my enemy's deck, but not particularly important. Alright, so I'll dismiss you, then brood.
Rough day.
That dismissal also prevents Gnome Ferrado from coming back out on board. Damn. I would have removed the Void Terror here if I had the ability. So I can recruit the Ravenous Pterodax here if I desperately want to. How did I make my board stay worse? Oh, that was unfortunate on my part. Read unfortunate bad. I was very hopeful that I was going to get a better minion. Oh well. Pretty happy to recruit the Pterodax.
Oh, look. You've made a friend.
I could right-hand man the Crystallizer literally just so that I have a minion on the board at the start. Yeah.
Now shake on it. Safe travels.
So not only is it a minion on the board at the start, but it gives me 5 armor and reduces my health by 5. So then my other healing effects are actually much more effective. One of the things I hate doing the absolute most is using not just any word, like the, etc. Those kinds of things can be used multiple times in a sentence, no problem. But using any like important word in a sentence multiple times, it just kills the cadence and flow.
This is gonna be great!
If you've ever seen me struggle to finish a punchline for a joke, a lot of the time it's me just sitting there going, okay, I can't reuse that word, so I need another word that means musical exuberance. That kind of thing.
Flash fails. Try crystal.
Oh, right, yeah, I just heal back up from the prior. Beautiful. I'm gonna Curse of Reform you, lock you out of your next turn. Sure.
Crystallize.
Especially because if the enemy uses hero power to put the curse back into my hand, do I care? At all? Ever? No. Not even slightly. Not certain I know what Bone Paw does. I'm happy to do this just because I want to summon the Floating Watcher next turn. I don't want to give the ability to Mirror Entity it. Exactly. Goblin Lackey, Witchy Lackey. More than fine with that going on. Hell, I'll trade off and... Oh, I actually don't even complete the board if I trade off like that. That's weird. I should save Floating Watcher for a turn where I can actually benefit from it. And also, ideally when my armor is gone so that I can actually deal damage to myself, right? The armor taking damage doesn't necessarily count for the sake of the Floating Watcher. I could get a 4-mana minion if I transform Duskbat. We'll do that. We'll go Witchy Lackey. Yay. That's now literally just a blank space on my board that I cannot interact with. I hate that that is a transformation effect that you can hit. It's so frustrating. What an oversight. All right.
What form of wickedness shall
Do I Taggawag? I'll Taggawag pretty early here, sure. Develop myself a good board state here. I need to never trigger that egg. Also, eggs would be incredible to put in my deck. No mirror entity, really? Okay. I'm gonna try and Dark Possess here. Should I? It's hero. No, but hero pounding. I'm gonna try and Dark Possess, see if it gets counted. What? It triggered the. I didn't think that's how that worked. More than glad to be wrong, frankly. The floating watcher still triggers on armor loss as well as HP loss. I was almost certain that was how that worked. In fact, I was actually certain, so I don't know what went on there.
What can I blast for you?
What can I blast for you? Not why can't I blaspheme? Ah, damn. I was expecting that I was going to be pushing for lethal on this turn. Well, I mean, lethal. I suspect that's also ice block up there. Okay. You're using a lot of spells to not actually remove my minions. It's, charming in a way. More than happy to just swat him aside. Despicable Dreadlord is an incredible minion in this deck. Do I? I don't actually naturally have it though. That's from Dark Possession. If I have the ability to pick it up, I'll take it. I really thought I was going to draw a weapon and fight the enemy with it this turn, but sadly, they've outsmarted me. Oh, they died. What happened? Sorry, Beth. It's a little too late to start going for the discard build. The discard builds, like, my discard cards would be too dilute in the deck to actually affect the Lucari sacrifice well enough. Crystallize the Spirit Bomb. Deathwing Spider? Death Web Spider, sorry. I suspect I take Sacrifice here. Not super keen on it. This whole build so far is just garbage. But sometimes garbage works. And typically it's between 9 AM and about 6:40 in the evening for me.
Come here, you four-legged, asphalt-faced pyramid pounder!
insolence?
Crystallize an Evil Genius. Love it. I do want to know what EVIL actually stands for in the context of the game. I went and looked all over the Hearthstone website, could find nothing. Looked in game, could find nothing. Went and listened to the League of Evil rap by Connor, someone. Found nothing there either. I'm fine to murder my own minion here. I was already going to be doing it. Gimme. Yeah, fine. I am a little concerned about that being explosive potion, explosive trap rather. I still kind of got to do it. knife? Neither of. Damn it. I really don't want minions removed from the board right now if I can avoid it. That's all. Alright, Underling. Underling didn't die. Alright, attack. Another died. Damn. I need to kill that Underling.
What's wrong? Scared of a few wee dogs?
Not particularly, no. Especially if they go face. Ooh. It's a bold decision. So these secrets could easily be triggered exclusively by me attacking hounds. Not hounds, but me attacking other minions. So I probably want to force my enemy to do all of the trades. Can be a wee bit difficult to get them to do that though.
So many dark
Dart Trap could also be something that's out at the moment.
so little time.
Alright, hang on. I need my minions on the board to be pretty significant by themselves. Is that true? That's true.
Intriguing.
I basically need to wait for the enemy to have a board state that I need to answer. So how do I generate a board state they don't need to, or rather they need to answer? Well, actually, I have a really good way of doing it. Use my spells to remove your minions. Yeah.
Double pay.
Sure. Because then I don't have one of my minions attacking one of their minions, so I'm not triggering any of those secrets. So I should just at this point be able to kind of like concentrate on face. Yep, that'll do it. It's a fun way to get lethal, that. Just constantly destroying my own minion. Choose a treasure. Vim? We do have pretty low-cost cards, so we could Vim. I mean, if we're gonna Vim, like... Or rather, if we would small backpacks, we Vim instead, right? Resourcefulness at the start of the game. So I mentioned a while ago, I want to say last episode. I mentioned last episode that the value of resourcefulness is based on whether or not you have the ability to trade your health away as a resource. This deck has the ability to do that directly as a result of First Aid Kit. Not only that, but using a weapon is also going to benefit us with the Floating Watcher. However, it's up against the Elixir event. And Elder Taggawag just goes back in my deck, so I will always be able to just constantly use my Taggawag. I think I take Vim. And now I want to, like, desperately try and keep my costs low. Mookless Champion is quite good. Because I do want to use my hero power quite constantly, and also resummoning that, it'll still have the Inspire effect on it. Blood Fury Potion, I mean, we don't have that many demons, so it's also not particularly effective, but it can happen to non-minions, non-demon minions. Doubling Imp. Malchazar's, no. Vulgar-Homunculus is actually pretty good. Implosion. Oh, sorry, Implosion. It's fine. Lesser Amethyst Spellstone does not upgrade from me using my hero power. It's take damage from your cards to upgrade. Otherwise, it'd still upgrade with Life Tap, right? So it's pretty obvious. I have enough health in the deck that those kinds of things actually don't even appeal to me. So what am I comparing here? I'm comparing Malchazar's is garbage. Implosion is fine. Vulgar Homunculus is good. Versus Blood Fury Potion is fine. Mookless Champion is great. Doubling Imp is fine. I think we go for Empowering then. Please get me more Taggawags. Or the why can't I blaspheme guy? That one helps. Get some more water. Ooh, that's a Taggawag.
Friendly face.
Gang's all here! I can Gang's all here, the Taggawag, but oh me, oh my. Great. Extremely good. A little bit of a problem in that it's a high cost card, but summon a random legendary minion, then resummon Sneasel Shredder, which summons a random legendary minion. It's perfect for this deck. Genzo... it's garbage. Cabal Trafficker is really good, but again, with Elixir of Vim, I'm probably going to be overdrawing, to be entirely honest. So things that add cards to my hand and are expensive, yeah. Dread Infernal is also just nice to play on the board, frankly.
So little time.
Okay, dismiss. I don't really want to dismiss any of these minions on my board. I definitely do want to Kindle, though. Look at 4 spells from my adventure deck and choose one to remove.
Is something burning in here?
Corrupting Mist is... Is that bad? Is it actually bad? I mean, it's bad in a circumstance where your HP is 30 and you want to get the more value out of it, but then the enemy just hits your face a bunch and they lose all their minions. But I heal up and my HP is more than 30. Is Corrupting Mist good? Considering I contest board control at almost all points, Corrupting Mist is either going to be a negative influence on my own board or result in the enemy just trading off against what minions I summon after the Corrupting Mist. I suspect I don't take it, or rather don't like it. Hellfire is still pretty good. Shadow Flame is amazing. Siphon Soul is necessary. Alright, fine. Gang's all here. Taggawag, obviously. There's 3 great minions on the enemy's board, and they're all going to get +1/+1s. I have to round of drinks as well. I'm also exclusively not going to dismiss due to the fact that these are all low-cost minions, so I can play them out of my hand with the... and desperately need to, right? Because Vim is going to overdraw me a lot of the time. But also just to have an extra card in the deck so that Vim, again, doesn't overdraw me that many cards, ideally. I know that we don't get affected by fatigue, but we miss out on the value of the cards if we can't actually play them. Thankfully, Ara is not going to have a good time against this. Ara gets most of her benefit from Battle Cries, and Battle Cries do not get another effect when they are resummoned from a death rattle. Only when they're played.
Prepare your
I've got a Multi-Low.
Intruders of the city! I'll handle this.
Okay. It's pretty good. Gonna have so many Taggawags in this deck. Hello again, Taggawag. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in 4 seconds.
Wanna blow something up?
Good one. Wherever available, it's important that I play extra cards from my hand. I wasn't going to be doing that unless I got a 1-cost that I actually wanted to summon there. It's a problem. Ah, I keep Sneeds though.
My hand is full.
I keep Sneeds though. Alright, I can get 3 cards out of my hand this turn.
So many dark powers. So little time.
Damn. I suspect I have to blade the Taggawag. Like, Power Overwhelming, trade with the Crystallizer, or, sorry, trade with the Witchwood Imp, kills King Mukla, resummons Mukla, and then the Crystallizer gets a little bit of HP back. Then drop a banana on the Crystallizer, it can trade across, drop another banana, and we end up with a reasonable ward state against our enemy. Actually, I think we do that. I think as I was trying to convince myself not to do it, I convinced myself it was essentially the only move that I wanted to make. Especially because Crystallizer is going to heal at the end of the turn, so it's not like the enemy can just double trade in. I'm honestly fine to overdraw the rest of my deck at this point, because then the Taggawags just go back in my deck. And I'll just infinite Taggawag my enemies. Taggawag them all the way to death. Alright. Single. I've got to keep track of exactly how many battle cries the enemy has the ability to activate at any one time, because I don't want to end up in a position where they, I don't know, like, what is it, Hot Shot that summons, ooh, Eager Underling, can you not be overdrawn, please? Hot Shot that resummons, or rather summon, it's a 1/1 that summons like a 6/6. The enemy having multiple hero powers up and then doing that is terrifying.
Behold, my hand is full.
Ravenous Pterodax is a great card here. Sadly, again, we see the problem, right? Because I don't have any mana cheat in this deck at all, it is really difficult for me to actually get cards out of my hand. I still think Vim was correct. As long as I end up with one Taggawag, I'm happy.
Wickedness shall I choose?
Ah, that should have attacked face first. The Ravenous Pterodax will not be resummoned with the Death Rattle intact of Living Spores, so we'll take Panic Mites and I guess Living Spores here. Cross heal up.
Do it again!
Play it again, Johnny. Good heal.
Behold, my hand is
Damn it! Oh, there goes my Eager Underling. You hate to see it. You really do. I'm just gonna double Taggawag this turn. Like, I don't need to wait for the enemy to have the absolute best board before I use Taggawag, just because I have so many of them. And the many of them that I have are gonna cause me to have even many more of them. I don't know how to English, but it's gonna be good. That's a Taggawag in waiting. Thank you for the armor, I guess. And again. No. That's a strange attack to make.
Behold, my hand is full.
Consider it beheld. Genzo's going out literally just for the extra damage on the board. Especially because I may end up drawing the enemy extra cards as a result of Genzo, so... a little bit of a concern of mine. I mean, I am going to be doing it right now, unless they don't have anything for or lower cost in hand.
Funnel cakes! Get your funnel cakes here!
Behold, my hand is full.
We're not burning important cards, happily. So there is a minion in your hand. Beautiful. Good to know. Fine. Draw an extra card. It's not fair that I should be the only one with 1 trillion cards. We'll share that wealth.
I am low on costs.
Lost Muklas, lost an Elder Taggawag, lost an Evil Genius. That's really unfortunate. Cold Light Oracle was great for my enemy there. That said, I suspect they're very deceased. Let me just quickly check. Can play a maximum of 1 demon this turn just because I've denied myself board space. Seems to work out in the end. Alright, next up. Obviously, Rotten Apple Bomb is great. Life Drinker, not so much. Drain Soul, not so much. Sacrificial Pact, not so much. Curse, that's all garbage. Cobalt Scalebane is great, but it's also very high cost. Doppelgangster? No, that one. That's quite poor for us, actually. And High Reek is garbage. They're also quite expensive compared to Curatives, so I suspect I just take Curatives. Do I get an extra treasure? Do I get an extra passive treasure added to my deck due to the fact that we have all of the extra wings?
Tikkad versus Dreamers.
I hope so.
Prepare your regrets.
Because I really need something that's going to help me have lower cost stuff.
Give me a minute.
Or rather, afford the lower cost stuff. Afford to play more of the lower cost stuff. There we go. Great. Drop that, Evil Genius, and then probably Void Terror thereafter.
Wait a minute. You're not a customer.
Yeah, I am. I'm here to buy a win. Are you doing win trading at this point in time? Genius. Not a great thing that I just put some extra minions in my hand. I'm about to overdraw now. Good draw. Random 2-cost minion, deal 2 damage.
Some common pets around too.
My hand is full.
As long as I don't lose the Taggawag, I don't really care. It's the most important thing to me is don't lose the Taggawag. I'm gonna Power Overwhelming. No, I should Power Overwhelming before I Void Terror. Also, Scorpomatic, really. Garbage. Garbage summon there. No, I'm just gonna Cursor a farm, yeah.
Crystallize.
I don't overdraw the enemy by killing the Web Spinner and then killing another Web Spinner here, so I won't do it.
This one's popular. It's easy to train.
It's also a real good minion.
The touch of the void. Behold, my hand.
Did not overdraw a Taggawag. Lovely. Okay. Buff you, attack in, trade. Have that go for a trade, then Void Terror, so that I get to eat the minion that's about to die. The Void Terror does not inherit the Power of Overwhelming Death. So now I just have a 9/6 on board. If I could actually remove the Web Spinner, I would have gone for it that turn. Could have overdrawn the enemy. Oh, Grizzly is really... Oh my god. You've got such good minions. Stop.
Behold, my hand.
Ah, the Eager Underling. It's Taggawag. That was so it's set to a 1/1 after other effects apply to it? That's...
So many dark.
Okay.
So little time.
Actually, probably should have just used the Drain Soul there to get it out of my hand. I suspect that would have been the clever move to make. I'm almost exclusively going to bop in the face with the Void Terror here.
Behold, my hand is full.
I'm gonna Taggawag, Drain Soul, and Cobalt Lackey, literally just to get minions out of my hand at this point. That's not going to overkill anything unless it gets buffed. But if it does overkill anything, I'm going to be real sad about it. So I'll give up 4 damage there. The enemy has taken a lot of damage to that curse. Far more than I suspected they would. I can live to 1,000. I'll never understand the reason to do that attack in that way. Lovely. And then a doubling imp at the very end. Seems neat. Unfortunately, our board state is actually too big right now. I need ways to kill my own minions so I can put good minions on the board. Ouch. That could be bad. The hell? You want to do that to the Void Terror? I definitely have lethal on board. I'm not going to bother counting. It's probably lethal. To be fair, I could have supplemented it with 3. The ballpark just guesswork of kind of looks like lethal is enough in that circumstance. If it looks like it'll be close, I usually take my time to go, okay, now let me actually figure this one out. Put another Taggawag in the deck, of course. Draw? No. Ooh, maybe it is actually. Shuffle 3 portals into your deck when drawn, summon a 2/2 demon with rush. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with rush that dies at the end of the turn. I mean, we do draw a lot. That said, Demon Bolt. Destroy a minion. Costs 1 less for each minion you control. Karakazam is... Dark Peddler is... also. Hellfire, Pit Lord, Abyssal... bit too high cost. So it's either... like, I don't really care about these two. So it's Betrug versus Demon Bolt, effectively, because I don't care about the other two in either circumstance. Betrug relies on us getting to the late game and still having cards to draw, which isn't always the case. So we'll take Swarming.
This Doran walks in the realm of shadows. If you can't defeat him, recruit him.
Is that a thing that I can do? Is that a thing of which I am capable?
Versus Harrow Setting Sun.
If it is, obviously I'm going for it.
There is no light within you. Your soul is ash.
Tell me something I don't know. Pretty good opening. Meat. A lot of low-cost cards in my opening hand. I'm pretty pleased about it all.
Death does not scare me.
I think I just try and take that minion down as quickly as I can.
Why do you fall?
I mean, if you want to do that, it's your funeral. It's a Taggawag, that'll do it. Alright, what do we get? Alright, what do we get?
Unity, precision.
Alright, what do we lose? So that goes back to the deck. And then... oh, because that one wasn't played. Right. That one was summoned from my deck, so it did not get the effect of nested. I was concerned for a moment. My concern has evaporated. If this one dies, I will get one shuffled back into the deck, and I'll get my 1/1 on board. candle is candle within. True words were never spoken. Witchwood Imp is like valuable, but Doomguard discarding 2 cards is actually might be a good thing ultimately for me.
What form of wickedness shall I?
Especially because I can play it on curve next turn and get 3 cards out of my hand, where I'm drawing 2 extra cards a turn, so 3 is the right amount to be. Ooh, why did you do that?
Behold, my hand is full.
I mean, thank you, but also, why? Oh, got rid of 2 of the worst cards in my hand, no less. Lovely. Should have attacked with the plated beetle at that point. Oh, you're gonna summon another Taggawag? I mean, there aren't that many other things to summon from the deck, to be entirely honest. I mean, I just attack for free damage here, right? I gotta remember that like a not full trade is still fine by me.
The shadows have grown too dark. Perhaps some light is needed.
Alright. Taggawag him. That's what we're looking for. Do I want to activate it right now? Yeah, I do. Job's done. 13-15 is a pretty good stat line.
I have no time for games.
And Sylvanas is just mean. Just mean. It's really important that I try. I mean, you stole it. Yeah, well done. But you could have taken a Sylvanas. Wild. You're wild for this one, Harrow Setting Sun.
Behold, my hand is full.
This is way better.
Let none survive.
Especially due to the fact that the enemy can just remove strength from my entire board and save themselves 14 HP a turn. Finding a way that I can still get all my... Stop it! Those are mine!
My hand is full.
My Taggawags! You're gonna pay for that.
Let none survive.
Oh, my enemy has such a good board
My
state.
hand is full.
Murder that. Ping face, trade here. And then I'll just murder you. Lovely. I don't want them to end up with all of the Taggawags, because then eventually, if they get to the bottom of their deck, Taggawag, 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 Taggawag. It's a Taggawag battle at that point. I'm just going to have to hero power over the top of them.
Deep breath for this one. You'll have to take your turns quickly in there.
Okay. Don't reform. I still remember my breathing exercises.
No roar!
That said, at no point am I actually going to be threatened by the fact that the enemy is only going to limit me to 25, is it? 25 seconds a turn? No problem. No problemo. Just need to make sure that I don't use my hero power on turn 2, right? Play a minion every single turn. And then hopefully by turn 4 I'm playing multiple. Possessed Villager is actually way better.
Don't worry. I'll make this quick.
Same! Oh my god. It's so
Look
similar.
at the time.
Evil Genius actually fills my hand with other minions. As a direct result, I cannot use it. Some good draw power.
Really don't have time to kill.
Do I not? Because it feels like I have a lot more time than you're trying to convince me that I have.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Behold, my hand is full.
Oh, there goes the Taggawag. That hurts.
It is
Can't be targeted by spells with hero powers, as well as taunt.
I'll show them. I'll show them.
Ooh. He's gonna have a lot of secrets out there.
An incredible discovery.
I mean, the enemy might end up overdrawing all of their secrets here, which is an interesting way for that to work out.
Flash fails. Try.
I do also ideally want to keep some bad minions so I can trigger things like that.
Fails. Try.
You do get the nested effect as well. Okay, that's important for me to know. Explosive runes. Oh, okay, so they were done in the other order. Neat.
Run short.
Flash fails. Try. Crystal.
Bad spell. You get a copy of it. Neat. Love it. The enemy is going to mill a card from the top of their deck here. But also, now they've got all of those... Oh! Good minion! But now they've got all of these other cards that are just going to draw them extra cards. I suspect that despite the fact that I have Elixir of Vim, I might be able to fatigue my enemy.
Try crystal.
You got me back.
Behold, my hand is full.
Scale hide. Scale hide. Scale dies, right? There we go. And then I get my 1/1 scale hide back. Beautiful.
Of time run short.
Take that.
Crystallize.
Incredible discovery.
Sure. All works out eventually for me.
We have many secrets.
Eventually, you're just not going to have any more secrets to play. At least that's what I'm banking on. And I'm happily kind of leaving space every single turn for whatever Taggawags I may draw. For what Taggawags may come. This is not a good example of that, though. I suspect I'm in a life drink and then Taggawag.
The sands of time run short.
Yeah, have another one to hand. Ooh, most of those must be on spellcast then. I'm happy for Karakazam to be something that I cast and the enemy either takes with Mana Bind or counters. Or both, depending on the order played, right? Oh, looking like a Christmas tree. Love it.
Behold, my hand.
Don't want to burn Taggawags. This is why I'm trying to play as many cards out as possible.
The sands of time run short.
Definitely don't want that.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Yeah, the fact that all of these 1/1s keep getting summoned actually complicates the board state to a point where I kind of do need a little bit more time here.
I'll never tell.
That needs to die instantly. So I've got 2 Taggawags out on the board. So no matter what happens, I will end up with Taggawags. That's good. Have I burnt my Mookless Champion yet?
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Behold, my hand is full.
Still haven't burned it. Yeah.
An incredible discovery.
Newt. I'm gonna try and Karakazam here. Enemy is gonna counter it. I have a Tagwag in hand. I have 2 on board. I don't need to play any extra cards here, especially not Evil Genius. That said, Mookless is very important to me. It's still in the deck.
An incredible discovery.
Behold,
No more secrets.
is full.
Ah, here goes Mookless Champion, unfortunately. That's fine. No more secrets is enough for me to feel pretty pleased. Don't want to play a good minion first. Got to remember that, right? Genzo can actually be used to overdraw you. In fact, I'll probably try and do that. In fact, I may try and give you a Genzo here. Tagwag nothing here.
Have you given up?
Oh, really? Tagwag nothing didn't work for me. All right, fine.
My hand is full.
It's fine. I'm more than happy to draw my enemy into cards. You have no more secrets you can even play, so Secret Keeper is complete garbage here now.
Time runs short.
Probably shouldn't have attacked with that one first. Oh, never mind. It's still collected. That'll do then. I don't know what the trigger condition of the stuff that you currently have out is. Has to be on spells, but what?
I'm late.
Costs 2 less for each secret you play this game. So this minion costs -50.
Something to hide.
There are no behold. My hand is full.
I'm gonna Taggawag.
Got something to hide?
Ideally try and trade off some of these minions. I'm just gonna deck you out, yo. Play those 3 cards at your own risk, because then Genzo is just gonna be fatiguing you. Ooh, what's a card that you're holding on to? It can't be a secret, right? Because, like, that would be the obvious thing, that you can't play a secret because you've already got the secret in your hand. But it can't be a secret in the circle. End my turn, the enemy dies to their fatigue. So Ice Block doesn't trigger because my enemy on their turn cannot trigger their own secrets. That was a change that was made ages and ages and ages ago. So if you want to kill an enemy that has Ice Block up, try and get them to fatigue themselves. This fills the board, doesn't summon, so that's a problem. Hyper Blaster, I mean, that is a great way for me to just remove a bunch of minions. It's quite low cost as well. Alright.
Vargoth is a crafty mage. I suspect he hides cards in his sleeves.
Vargoth killed us last time, right? Vargoth was the big problem for us last time. Because they get overwhelming value from all of their things. Because they not only top deck each turn, but they also have the hero power giving them an arcane card every single time. Hopefully they get a lot of draws of Arcane Intellects, because that's easy for me to deal with, right? Defile is going to be very, very, very effective here. It's also worth noting that the enemy is going to summon a bunch of minions that have spell power on them. And if I kill that minion, they come back, they still have spell power, so...
Taste the power of the arcane.
Wee bit of a problem for us. The enemy could just suddenly have 4 spell damage if they really want it right now. I don't want a hero power. Every time I hero power, I deny myself draws later on.
I won't hold back.
So even if a card is lower value than my hero power, I kind of just want to play it. In the same way that usually the opposite is true. If your hero power is lower value than a card, you still just want to play it. Oh my god, you could have just destroyed me if you double hit those Spellzokers first.
Try crystal.
That's badly played. Ooh, that's a Taggawag. Get him.
Crystallize.
Only a fool rejects the Lich King.
Obviously, Spellzokers can't be damaged at this point. They're a 1-mana minion, a 1/1 minion.
Taste arcane power.
That makes sense.
Feel the might of the Kirin Tor.
Well aimed, I'll say that much. Well aimed.
Behold, my hand is full.
Despicable Dreadlord's incredible here. Despite the fact that I don't really want to play it, it's really good. It's high cost, right? So that's the problem with playing it. It's really good because obviously it's going to deal 1 damage to all of the enemies, and a lot of... That needs to die right the hell now. How do I do it?
My hand is full.
It is time.
Woo! Yeah, that was entirely essential. I can't leave an Archmage on that board. No, thank you. Hopefully that's the enemy's only Archmage.
Behold, my hand is full.
Burning a couple things here. I'd really rather not.
Get it out. Get it out.
Just trying to make some space in my hand while I have it available. Next turn, ideally, I play as many cards as I can, which is just Void Terror Life Drinker. Unfortunately, that secret is a little bit of a problem for us. Almost certainly explosive.
Behold, my hand is full.
Apparently it isn't. That's fine. That's exactly the minion I would want out of those to put back in your hands.
This has always come easily to me.
I may want to just keep a Taggawag in my hand for as long as I can, so that when I get to the end game, I'm guaranteed I still have one. It's good hands. Alright, I'm pretty clear that I'm probably going to Hellfire here. Look at another Taggawag.
Behold, my hand is full.
My Hunter Blaster. Actually, it's Taggawag, Despicable Dreadlord. It's a great way just to keep that board clear. Alright.
Science overwhelming.
Evil Genius costs us a minimum of 4 to play, right? Because I have to play it and then I have to play both of the cards it summons. Or rather, I'd like to.
Behold, My hand is full.
Yeah, should have killed the other minion first with the 4/4. That's a rookie mistake on my behalf. Discover a spell is damage the face. Guess I'll discover a spell. I'll keep a Siphon Soul so that I have the ability to address another large minion like an Archmage Antonidas. The only other thing that I can think of being likely is Caligos. Unless the enemy has multiple Antonidas in hand. That's entirely possible.
The might of Dalaran has arrived.
Rona's pretty big, but not in a way that I give a care at all about. Especially because the enemy is going to overdraw like all of their cards now. Remarkable.
Behold, my hand.
Taggawag. I do kind of want to make some space on my board for minions that aren't, how do I put this politely? Complete garbage trash from hell. I'll stop using that joke the day I die.
Might of Dalaran has arrived.
Floating Watcher should have been generated there. That's entirely my bad. Actually, I'll use this to free up some space on my board.
Science overwhelmed.
Ooh.
Arcane power at a moment's notice.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do with it? Maybe I shouldn't have developed that minion yet. It can be a real powerhouse, but I've kind of denied it the opportunity.
Behold, my hand.
Yeah, I'm going to hold the Tagwag in hand from now on out. It's really good against the enemy's board state right now, though. And I'll burn a Drain Soul instead. Alright. I'm pretty happy with this. So the enemy can have all of the value in their hand that they want. Alright, Medivh is now probably our Siphon Soul target. No, Pyros is going to be a problem. Well, is Pyros going to be a problem?
Behold,
That's dictated by whether or not I ever kill Pyros myself. Should I ever kill Pyros? I suspect not.
unity, precision, perfection.
That's it. Medivh does need to die. See, Pyros is gonna die, giving the enemy a 6 mana 6/6, as well as another 1/1 on the board that gives him another 6 mana 6/6, and then those 6 mana 6/6s are gonna give my enemy 10 10s. So I do have to concern myself a little with leaving Pyros alive if at all possible. Auction Master Beardo needs to die. Because the enemy has a 0-cost hero power that gives them another card, and they will just be able to cast it infinitely. Well, not infinitely. They would need a lower cost card. Oh, that Tentacle in N'Zoth is pretty good here. For me. Not for you. Think of the heal. Got a lot of Taggawags going on. Everyone goes face, and it's Taggawag Tagger time. Tagger time, and just develop Genzo as damage. Yeah, we have way too much value for the enemy to ever override us. They could, you know, suddenly fill their board with spell damage and then nuke me with an arcane explosion, and it won't be, like, at all enough. You have no minions in hand with spell damage. That's your whole deck. What the hell? Demon, guys. Hey. I think that just leaves us with 2. What please do for myself? I mean, obviously we haven't done it in heroic, but still.
Galek will summon dragons to utterly destroy you. Do not worry. I will be fine.
Glad to hear it, Rafam. I was worried for a wee millisecond there. Okay, so if this enemy is about summoning dragons, then our biggest thing needs to be we need to, like, pocket all removal we find.
Prepare your regrets.
Eager Underling is too good to actually turn down. I'm not even throwing it from my opening hand. I'm sick of burning it. It's too good. Too good to burn. I'm even passing up the opportunity to get a good, you know, a good curve, I think is what I was trying to say.
Flash flames. Dry crystal.
Give your hero spell damage +1. Oh, you're gonna be able to keep that? That's some garbage minions, mon frere. And a 2 cost. Thank you. A 2 cost that can remove another minion as well. Thank you. Heals itself back up immediately as well. I need not say it again, but you know what I would.
Toy to steal. People's lives are at stake.
I thought that was the whole plan. The whole lives at stake thing. Was that not it?
Dalaran could have been your home too.
Oh, well, now I actually do feel bad about it. You don't have any minions, any spells in hand that cost 5 or more. Great, great information to have. Don't burn a Taggawag. Actually, in this fight, I do suspect I do need to just hold a Taggawag as long as I possibly can. I also just let the fact that I don't want to burn any more Taggawags dictate what I was going to do with my hand there. Played 2 minions instead of just the Eager Underling that I wanted to. It's fine. I just want to start with extra mana. That's all I need. It's a little bit of extra mana.
Behold, my hand is full.
I sneeze. It's gonna go back to your hands. I don't know what anything in the enemy's deck is, so that's almost certainly a spell counter. Has to be.
Feel the wrath of Calicos.
So unfortunately, the longer this fight goes on, the far better my enemy gets. That said, as long as I keep a contested board state, they'll have to use their spells to deal with that instead of going for the face. Keep that Taggawag.
Behold, my hand is full.
That's almost certainly a spell counter that you've got there. How much do I want to bet on it? Because I could just defile right now. I don't think I want to bet that much.
You shouldn't be wasting time in such circumstances.
I'm trying not to. I do apologize, frankly. Next turn, I have the ability to Mookless and Hero Power, so that's going to be great. Go for the extra attack here. Go for Wind Fury, and then I'm going to kill you again. It's a real good way to suddenly have a good board state. Oh, no. That was from Kabbalist's Tome? You're wild for this one, friend.
Behold, my hand is full.
You're wild for this one. Alright, get counted. Oh, Mana Bind, that's fine. So certain it was going to be a counter. As long as I have a Taggawag in hand, I don't really need to do anything else. It would have been really nice if I had the ability to use my Mookless and Hero Power that turn, though. I kind of just need, like, a minion. Oh, thank you. I was about to say, I kind of need a minion to die, and you've provided so effectively. Thank you? All right. I mean, I appreciate it. But also... What? You've short-circuited me, Archmage. Can't go face. Oh, Void Terror actually would have been incredible here. Is there another demon in my hand? That wasn't good. Whew! This whole thing is real good. Deeper Transmogrifier, turn every copy of every minion in my deck to Elder Taggawag. You know I gotta do that, right? You know I have to. Or I could even do it to Eager Underling. It's in the final challenge though, so it doesn't matter.
Smart. Be smarter. The Archmage is skilled, so cheat.
Archmage? Who pronounces it Arch?
Tekad versus Khadgar.
Oh, you just say Khadgar.
Prepare.
Am I being pranked?
You tell Rafam his plan is finished.
How about I tell you your plan is finished? How about that, nerd? I say lovingly, knowing I am one. Such a jock activity to be playing video games online constantly. Being entertainment of strangers. Woo! Ah, damn, if you actually didn't do that, I was... Actually...
Get it out! Get it out!
Okay, fine. Don't want to overdraw, so... Get myself another minion on board, sure.
These things are so happy.
So the Curator Elementals need to die approximately all of the time. Draw me! I need to keep Taggawags, just in case.
Behold, my hand is full.
Just in case of that. Oh, my Eager Underling! Curator extra cast that.
The fury of the sand.
From 2/3 Elemental, it copies your spells. Yeah, makes sense.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Ooh, we actually get to keep Sneeds. Lose a Taggawag. Yeah, this Taggawag is incredibly important now because I've drawn one. I burnt two. There's only two more in the deck now at this point. And if the enemy has the ability to overdraw me like they did previously, it's gonna be a problem for us. Summon a Plated Beetle, Vicious Scalehide. Again, this is entirely dedicated to the fact that I need to get extra cards out of my hand, so I'm avoiding using my hero power whenever available. That is to say, whenever the choice is available to not use my hero power. Minions like that, I probably shouldn't bother killing with the Hyper Blaster. It's going to get far better over... Don't do that. Please. Ooh.
Behold, my hand is full.
There's another one on my Taggawags. I think it's way too late. Like, in my adventure deck, does it do it for my active deck? I mean, I've only got 17 more cards, so I have to wait until turn 7 until I can play both of them. And yeah, it's, that was never going to work. It was too late for it. I thought we were still on 11, which is actually why I did it, frankly.
In the corner.
Unfortunately, the Floating Watcher, because I'm immune while attacking, is not going to buff off of the base of that, so... Yeah, a bit unfortunate. Can't really play multiple cards here.
Intriguing.
Huh. Maybe I just drop a Zilliax.
Unity. Precision. Primitive.
Crystallize.
Spell damage off of the board. Yeah, it's incredibly important I keep that Taggawag. Unfortunately, now that I've burnt all... Oh, that's awful. Unfortunately, now that I've burnt most of my Taggawags, I'm in a position... Oh, that's my final Taggawag, yeah. So the only one that's available is now the one in my hand. So unfortunately, that now puts me in a position where if this Taggawag dies to anything that transforms it, and Khadgar could easily have a polymorph or a polymorph 4 or something of the sort. Or if it gets silenced as well, I lose. So my first Taggawag that I play, I almost certainly need to kill myself. Alright. Let's try and get some minions out of hand here.
So many dark eyes. So little fury of the sands.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I can't even kill that minion right now. So do nothing about it. That's a problem. Thankfully, I have the best removal for it, but still.
Precision. Perfection. Behold, my hand is full. Feel the fury
Alright.
of the sands.
Alright. I mean, I'm fine with how this is going, I suppose. I don't want the enemy to just clear my board with a flame strike, so I'll thin it down a little bit there. I can thicken it back up again next turn if need be. That plus flame strike.
I serve the Kirin
Meteor. Where are you targeting?
Wonderful spell, that one.
Okay. Okay. Get recast as well.
Behold, my hand is full.
I was terrified that was going to be a lot worse. Actually, I feel like we got off pretty lightly there.
Pick a card. Any card.
Okay. Enemy's definitely going to have more dragons in their deck, so I'm going to keep my final Hyperlight Blaster.
The fate of the world hangs in
Like that one. The only one you had. Oh.
Behold,
Shucks.
my hand is full. Why do you fall? Feel the fury of the sands.
I mean, we're actually kind of making our way through the enemy's HP pool in a very respectable fashion.
Balance.
Okay.
Again, so kind of you to join me.
That's a problem. Not because of the size of the minion. It's a problem because...
I wanna be just like Medivh.
Behold,
Okay.
my hand is full.
Thought it was a problem. Apparently, it's not a problem.
Again, so kind of you to join me.
2 extra cards. So if I play... If I play this and then I play the 1 cost that generates... Yeah, sure. Then I won't overdraw either of those cards. Neat. So Shadow Flame is what I'm keeping in order to kill my own Taggawag. And that's actually like a board clear here if I do it. You wasted all of that weapon. I'd have not done that were I you. But I'm not you. So feel free to. shuffles back into my deck, and then I get a 1/1 there. I'm gonna murder it myself as well, just to make sure that I end up with more Taggawags. Good. That was effectively just a duplication of that Taggawag. I mean, it also did clear the enemy board. It was effective.
It'll give you a tour of the city if you like.
I gotta be entirely honest with you. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna do on the final chapter, just exclusively due to the point that it is, it takes about an episode and a half's length of time. Which makes sense, right? 8 encounters, usually up to 12. Oh, please, please draw yourself into fatigue. I'm gonna Taggawag here. Kill that one. Lovely. And this leaves me with a lackey, goblin lackey, and a witch's lackey. Lovely.
My calculations are flawless.
There are no cards left.
Good minion there. Well played, Archmage Khadgar. Well played. That's our victory put together as well. Oh.
Without their leaders, we control
So I managed to unlock everything for the Warlock and down to the Pact. Beautiful. I'm quite pleased with that. Elixir of Vim as well as the Taggawag became so core to our strategy, but the rest of it wasn't that bad. Like, the Taggawags weren't entirely essential the entire time. The fact that we just had minions that would stick to the board constantly happened to help. I will say that the Vim was entirely essential, so it drew me to my power cards, not only the Taggawag, but the Eager Underling as well as the Mookless Champion. But this is a deck full of garbage that won. So I don't need to have it much better than that before I'm going to be doing fine and heroic. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game? It's been Hearthstone, the Dalaran Heist. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully was... Oh, something gonna happen?
Mine! The city is all mine! I mean, ours! The first part of our evil plan is complete.
A successful heist, card back earned. Your Dalaran Heist, the Dalaran Heist was a success. Celebrate your victory with a new card back, as well as, oh, a golden classic pack. You know what? I don't usually do a pack open at the end of the video, but let's open that golden classic pack, because aren't all of the cards in here golden? Yeah, just my luck. This is the lowest value pack that you can get, right? 4 commons and an uncommon. Fair enough. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.